Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. Today I'm going to explain how to use the Cityweft website to create a detailed 3D model to work with, and I'm going to demonstrate the workflow from taking it from Rhino 7 into Twinmotion and how to use Twinmotion to create a nice rendered detailed model. So you just want to go to the Cityweft website just to create a free account. You can also purchase an account which gives you a bigger area to work with. However, the free account actually gives you quite a lot to work from. So I'm just going to start off by selecting my area. I'm just going to do a bunch of city blocks in Melbourne. So I'm just going to select this area here. And I've just got these options here. I'm just going to hit typography on yes. And I'm going to leave the roof type as flat. However, you can select a whole bunch of options if it's not determined already in the information. And then you just want to hit generate. So as you can see, this is the model it creates. It's quite detailed. You can see all the paths and roads in, which is really good. It even has trees, which I will show later how we can apply Twinmotion trees to those areas. So it saves a lot of time for plotting them. And the model is relatively detailed for all the city blocks, and this is a great starting point to generate your model from. So now I've got a whole bunch of options here. I'm pretty happy with everything which is listed here, so I'm just going to go export for free. And I just want to make sure that I've downloading the file type I'm using, so I'm going to download for Rhino 7. So I've just opened up the file from in Rhino, which we've just exported. I've just added a bit of thickness to some of the paths, so it allows for a bit more of a realistic looking model. And basically this is pretty much all ready to go and export into Twinmotion. One thing I'd like to note is that this file is really great in a sense that it already pre-establishes materials to all of the different layers and the categories, which is really helpful when you're bringing it into Twinmotion, because Twinmotion needs to have these already broken down. Otherwise, it will just group the whole file with that one type of material when you apply it. So it saves heaps of time doing that as well. So to export this file into a Datasmith file for Twinmotion to read, you just want to go Datasmith export and just export the file as to where you want it on your computer. So I've just got Twinmotion open now. I've just removed the starting base it always opens up with. I'm just going to hit import and then just go to the plus sign and then just select my Datasmith file. And I'm just going to hit import, and this might take a second for it to process. So now that I have the Twinmotion file open, I'm just going to start by adding materials. So I'm going to go into ground and man-made and apply an asphalt to the road. And maybe potentially I want to add a concrete to the pathways as well, or asphalt as well. So go back into the man-made and go to a lighter coloured asphalt and add that to the paths. And add that to the other one as well. And so now that I've got a materials applied, you can see that there are trees in the scene as well, which we can replace with Twinmotion trees, which look more realistic. So just in the layers panel, we just want to locate the trees and we want to select all of them in this collection. So you just want to go up to that top of the group and select all of them. And then what we can do is just select those three dots and go replace object. And then we just want to start by adding in the trees from Twinmotion. So you can just drop them into the file. So I'm just going to go trees, and I'll just start by selecting a few different types of trees which I'm interested in for this project. So now that we have the tree selected, all we have to do is hit start replacement. as you can see, the trees have imported into the scene. You can also adjust the age, and as you can see, they shrink a bit smaller. And you can also adjust the season of which it is in time. So potentially, if it's a deciduous tree, you could change it so it's autumn or winter, so it's got more different coloured leaves. So much personalization for this file. So now let's go to potentially find a parkland where we can add some grass to the scene. There is one. So I'm just going to zoom in on that park, and I'm going to go into materials again and go into grass and add that 3D grass. I might even add potentially a texture to that little island piece in the middle of the road. So now that we have all the materials in and trees, we can now begin to populate the scene. So by doing this, you want to go to the Populate tab and go Path, and go select Path. And I'm going to start by drawing a line across the road. And maybe I might make it go around the corner. And you can select the type, so I'm going to have it on vehicle. And as you can see, there are now cars on that path, which is great. And you can increase or decrease the density. You can also increase the speed and the amount of lanes as well. So there's lots of personalization for these details. And so as you can see, this is a very quick and easy way to generate a rendered site. Significantly reduces the workflow for when you're creating these 3D models, particularly in rendering programs. And this is a great way of doing it using this Cityweft website. So I highly recommend checking it out. And that is all for this tutorial. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching.